Joining the hands together at heart center. Starting to rub them back and forth to generate a little bit of heat. A little bit faster. A little bit faster still, and pause. Separating the hands about an inch. Noticing the radiant aliveness, the space between the palms. Stretching the hands, relaxing the hands as this begins to pick up and grow. Bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Just taking a moment to bring a smile to the corners of the mouth for the opportunity, for the gift to spend some time with your craft, to do so in a good way that's embodied and prayerful and connected. Softening the body. Notice whether you're leaning forward or drifting back, slouching to one or the other side. Begin to bring an easeful length to the spine. And finding the hands on the tops of the legs whenever you're ready to soften into receiving with the palms up. So in this week's meditation, we're exploring themes of disempowerment and personal power. Specifically in regards to our creation, our dharmic work, our art. And to do this, we're going to explore the inner child a bit. And the solar plexus chakra as it relates to our ability to cultivate, step into, embody radiance, power in a sovereign, interdependent manner. First of all, just dropping into loving witness field. As we descend into our state of meditation and extend a hand out to our inner child, it's really helpful to remember we're resourced as a witness. Especially as we explore the energy of disempowerment in our craft. So, with the internal gaze turned towards the belly, the solar plexus center, you to just notice where things are at right now before we evoke any emotion or any shifting of the body. You could picture this as a light bulb or a little sun. tuning into where the dimmer switch is. Are there clouds covering the sun? Is it stable in its emanation, or does it flicker? Meeting this as it is. It's common that some point along the path we discover or are told a story that to create what we are creating, to create art, isn't safe, or it's a frivolous misuse of time. And then it just sort of withers, or something that's deemed more important takes precedent. And this first moment can be really formative. So now it's time to call to memory a time when you felt that lack of connection or lack of safety to creating. And if you don't have a specific memory of being a child, setting down the guitar, setting down the paints, or leaving behind the drawing because something else took precedent, just conjure to mind what that must have felt like or been like. The radiant aliveness that you felt in creating, dimming down, and trying to find that level of empowerment in another realm, but just not feeling it. It might even be the feeling of the art period of the day ending, transitioning into whatever is after that. And just notice how your body responds to being cut off from your creative power. Specifically, you can attune to each center of the body individually, so you can notice what happens the base of the spine and the root. What happens to the low belly, the sacral, center of passion, creativity. Of course, what happens to the solar plexus, center of confidence, power. Up to the heart. How does the heart respond? In the throat. In the centers of the head. And just grounding as witness to this contraction The beautiful news about contraction is that when we feel it, we know expansion can't be far. So it's a signal that something is about to turn. And the astrology of this week absolutely speaks to that turning. So now that we've conjured this contracted state, we're going to breathe to release, breathe to be fully with, breathe to express, and breathe to move us through the portal of contraction into the other side of the coin of contraction, which is expansion. I do this with breath of fire. So this is an active exhalation. We can keep the eyes closed with a passive inhalation. Little sniffs through the nose, just like this. And start whenever you like. Inhale full. And keep this going, pumping the belly. Welcoming in a little activation of the tummy. Exhaling out all the way. Inhaling all the way up. Squeezing at the pelvic floor, tucking the belly button in towards the spine and the chin towards the chest. Another little sip of air. Hold the breath. Another little sip. Hold. Exhale whenever you need on the other side of the contraction. Letting yourself expand into your exhale. Softened. One more round, and this time we're imagining the light of the solar plexus grow with every single breath. Inhale all the way. Exhale all the way. Inhale all the way up. Hold. Squeezing the pelvic floor. Belly button towards the spine, chin to the chest. Another little sip and hold. Another little sip. Hold and feeling the brightness grow. Turning it up a little bit more. Extending past the boundaries of the body into the space around you. Lighting up the walls. Exhale whenever you need, expanding into the whole house, the whole room. Imagining yourself now inside of the sun, no longer inside of you in the belly, but are all around you. And just notice what this feels like, how the body responds to the expansion of this power. Sometimes it can be daunting to hold power, but what is it like to be held by power? To be able to soften into a field of your own power. See if you can grow 1 inch taller. And root 1 inch deeper. See if you can expand just a bit further out in every direction. Keeping your anchor. As we begin to create here in a moment, I invite you to continue to step into being held in a field of your own power. And notice where the edge of creative safety lies. And when the contraction starts to come, know that it's the other side of the coin of the expansion. Seal the practice, bringing the hands together at heart center. And one more time, generating a little warmth before we begin. Pause the hands, separate them, and call in any support into the space between the hands that you call on in your creative adventure. Masters, teachers, loved ones, guides, ancestors, supportive friends, allies. Feel their nurturance and support and guidance as we flow.